All right. Welcome, everyone. My name is Sarah Ferrara, and I work in the marketing department here at William James College. And I'm excited that you've joined us this afternoon for our online information session talking about our graduate certificate and executive coaching program. If we go to the next slide here. With us today, we have Suzanne Boulos, who is the director of the executive coaching program, as well as Julia Ogden, who is one of our admissions counselors and works most closely with this program. So I'm excited to turn things over to them. But before I have Suzanne jump on here, I'm just going to talk a little bit about William James College in general. I'll go through a few housekeeping items, and then we'll get into the presentation. So a little bit about William James College. We're located in Newton, Massachusetts. You can see a picture of our campus building here on the slide. If you're not familiar with, the Boston area or New England area, you can see on the map there that we are a little bit outside of Boston. So this makes it a great location for students to come to campus if they need to. This program is online, but if you are in the area or, you have opportunities to come here, it's easy to get to our campus, and it also puts us in a really great location for connections with lots of organizations in the area, in Boston, in the greater Boston area. So you get a lot of experience, connections, networking with some really great organizations through the program as well. So if we move to the next slide here, I'd like to show this one because it gives you a sense of all the different departments and programs that we have here at William James College. So you can see we have clinical department, counseling department, an organizational and leadership department, which is where the executive coaching program lives, and a school department that all have graduate level certificate or degree programs. And then we also have a bachelor's completion program in psychology and human services. So I'd just like to emphasize here that you can see all of our programs are related to psychology or leadership or counseling, human services in some way. So it really makes William James a unique place to earn your degree because even outside of your program or your cohort, you'll find students and faculty, even staff members who are all experts in the field and really passionate about making a difference and having that psychology leadership expertise. So we can go to the next slide here, and I just want to talk a little bit about our core values that extend across all of the different programs that you saw on the previous slide. So firstly, personal growth. Of course, you're joining an academic program. You want professional growth, you want career growth, educational growth, but we also emphasize personal growth as well. So we have mentorship opportunities. We have lots of ways to connect with the William James community. We have an active Dean of Students office, lots of ways that you can engage with William James and really experience, your academic program outside of the classroom as well. Secondly, social responsibility. Again, this is something that we really prioritize at William James. We really focus on making a difference in our communities and meeting the different needs that exist in psychology, in businesses, in leadership. So there's lots of ways, within your program and also with the William James community in general, where you can really focus on this social responsibility and really making a difference. And lastly, experiential education. We really, really highlight actually working in the field while you're in our programs. So you're not just in class, you're not just doing readings or writing papers or projects or whatever it may be, you're actually doing the work and seeing what the field is like and getting those skills of that hands-on learning, experiential education opportunities. So we really love to be able to offer that to all of our students. And lastly, I like to just emphasize that we have a commitment to diversity, inclusion, social justice, and intercultural understanding here at William James. And again, this is something that you'll see in your courses, in all of our programs from our faculty, but also through events we have on campus, through different ways the Dean of Students office brings people together to educate, learn, take action in our communities. So this is something that you'll see everywhere at William James. All right, so before I turn things over to Suzanne, of course, this is a live webinar and we are so happy to have you here with us. So we want to make sure that you can get answers to any questions that you may have. So at any point throughout the presentation, feel free to submit questions into the question box, and there will be a few opportunities for us to get those answered for you before we log off today. All right, so I will turn things over to our poll. So if you could just answer it once it pops up on your screen, what draws you to an executive coaching program? This will give us like a sense of who's in the audience today and how to gear the presentation towards what you might be looking for. So I'll give everyone a minute here to answer the poll. Right, great. Thank you, everyone. So it looks like combination, which is what we see very often for transitioning to a new career, adding skills to your current career. These are all great things that you will find our executive coaching program helps with. So if we go to the next slide, I will turn things over to you, Suzanne.
Thank you, Sarah. And sorry, I was on video, but I'm not seeing my video. So, Sarah, can you see me?
Yep, I can see your video.
Okay, that's fine. Great then. It's on my end. Thank you, Sarah, for that introduction. And hello, everyone. And thank you for your interest in the graduate certificate in executive coaching. We call it GSEC. It's so much easier to pronounce at William James College, and for spending some time with us today. So I thought I would tell you a little bit about myself before we start. As Sarah said, my name is Suzanne Boulos, and I'm the director of the GSEC program, and I'm also a member of the faculty. And like the rest of the faculty in our program, I'm a practicing executive coach. I have my own executive coaching practice, which means I work with clients to help them make change, develop new skills and behaviors, and to become more effective leaders. Executive coaches come from a variety of backgrounds, and we see that in the students who join our program. My background is in management consulting with over 25 years working with strategic planning firms, independently or for Fortune 500 companies, nonprofit organizations, entrepreneurs starting or developing their own business, and new ventures in large corporations. I've worked in a variety of industries, several continents, and I'm particularly interested in culture and cross-cultural situations. I'm also a graduate of the GSEC program. And I think that's important for you to know, because some years ago, when coaching seemed to be taking an increasingly important role in my consulting practice, and I realized this was the direction I wanted to pursue, I did some research into coaching programs, something that possibly you are all doing or have done. And the reasons I chose William James College, then it was known as MSBP, the Massachusetts School of Professional Psychology, are the same reasons I'm really proud to be leading this GSEC program today. And as you can see on the slide, we're unique in New England. We're the only college, or the only academic institutions that has an accredited graduate school program in executive coaching in New England. The way to think about coaching programs is there are programs offered by commercial providers, and there are academic programs that are in academic institutions. They're slightly different in their focus, and so we are definitely a coach education program, and it's a graduate level program. It combines theory and the practice of coaching. So it's academically rigorous, but it's also very practical, giving our students ongoing coaching practice. And we really put them through the process of coaching from the moment they enter the program, even at orientation. So throughout the program, students coach each other. They have informal coaching clients, and a unique feature of our program is the 3.5 months supervised coaching practicum, where students really work with a client, a real leader manager in a regular coaching engagement. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that when I talk about the practicum. So our program is really a blend of theory and practice. Commercial provider type programs tend to focus mostly on practice and competencies. And in the GSEC program, we also feel that you need the theoretical framework as well. So students learn about psychological frameworks and how to apply them to the coaching process. And, those frameworks have been known and researched for years, and how to actually take them and translate them to the actual practice of coaching. They also learn about the latest research in coaching, because we keep learning in the coaching field, and how to translate that into practice as well. We don't follow one model. We help our students develop who they are as coaches. So our students really gain an exceptionally strong foundation of cutting edge knowledge. Now, a little bit on the next slide about what our program looks like. It's an 8-month program. It runs from the end of August to the end of April, 15 credits, and it's approved by ICF, the International Coach Federation, as level 1. This is their new definition. ICF has changed their credentialing names. It consists of 5 courses that build on each other, one of which is that 3.5 month supervised practicum. And so we also follow a collaborative cohort training models, where it's very important to us students learn with and from each other and stay together throughout all the courses of the program. So you start together, your courses are organized, and then you end together. The delivery model is what we call a blended learning model. So we have monthly required weekends and residence on campus in Newton, Saturday and Sunday all day. And between those weekends, our classroom is online, so it's continuous. And we have weekly modules, and those might include lectures, assigned readings, videos, recording, some live webinars, discussion boards, and also assignments are due every week. So in that way, we make sure that our students are fully engaged with each other and with us as instructors throughout the program. It's really very important to us to work very closely with our students, and we feel the support is essential. And also students get close to each other, and these relationships deepen as the program unfolds, and typically beyond the program. We very much feel we have a GSEC community. So just to clarify what executive coaches do, let's see that there should be a definition on the next slide. So I'll give you a second to read that, but it's not like it's not a training program, executive coaching. It's really the keywords, it's an individualized leader development process that allows the leader to develop, and it's conducted through one-on-one interaction between the leader and the coach, and it's driven by data, and the data comes from multiple perspectives. That's where assessments and stakeholder feedback comes in, and of course, it's based on mutual trust and respect. That is key. So the organization, the executive, and the executive coach work in partnership to achieve maximum impact. And so, it requires executive coaches to understand organization, to use their interpersonal skills to build trust and respect, and to be able to navigate that sort of triangle between the organization, the leader or manager, and the coach. So our students are fully equipped to conduct these kinds of engagement. We do provide a practical framework about how to do an executive coaching engagement, the different steps. Throughout the program, we help our students do that and then actually apply it in the actual practicum. And then you can see, I believe on the next slide, some of the coaching competencies that we follow. So, of course, we follow the International Coach ICF competencies. So you see the four large categories there. The foundation, it's basically 8 competencies that we make sure our students are proficient in. And then we go deeper to the competencies from the Executive Coaching Forum. And also we belong to a graduate school alliance of programs for coach education in academic institutions that pushes the standards higher and a little bit deeper. So it's important that our students possess all of these competencies, and we help them work on them, develop them, leverage the ones that they are very strong in, and give them support on the ones that they need to develop. So what are the opportunities? It's still a growing career field. It has changed over the years, and that there are now opportunities inside organizations and then individual opportunities. Internal coaching has grown rapidly as well. But the key thing is that the workplace has changed and leaders face a multitude of new challenges. So the way the world is, some of you may be familiar with this, what's a VUCA environment, right? A world where there's rapid change, constant change, unclear information, multiplicity of variables, and not always clarity. So leaders need new skills and behavior to manage these new drivers. And executive coaches really help leaders navigate and be successful in such environments. So I think on the next slide, Sarah, how are we doing with questions? Oh, yeah, there we are.
Great. We have a couple. So if anyone has any more, we can answer some now. And then I know we have some more slides and a final Q&A at the end. So the first question here is, what's the typical size of the cohort?
Sure. I would say 12 to 15.
Great. And do they take one class this semester, 2 classes at a time? I'm not sure if you've covered that on a slide yet or if it's coming up.
That's okay. We'll see it in a minute. The whole program is 5 courses, right? In the fall, there are 3 courses. They come one after another. Everybody takes the same courses. We register you for your courses. And then in the spring, there's the practicum, that's an actual class, and then the seminar course. So everybody does the same program, the same classes at the same time.
Great. And then we have a question here about faculty. I think you'll talk a little bit more in detail as we go, but if you could just talk a little bit in general on how responsive faculty are, especially if someone is coming to a program and they haven't been in school in a while.
Yes. That we get that a lot. And, we have people who are mid-career or at really, very accomplished at their career level. They haven't been in school in a long time. And some people haven't done work online and all that. So we do spend some time preparing everybody on how to work that way. As I mentioned earlier, as faculty, we stay very close to our students. The students are very close together. Faculty are all practicing executive coaches. In fact, it was something I was going to say on the next slide. They're practicing executive, but they're also seasoned teachers of adult learners. Adults learn a different way, right? So we help with that. Some of us are thought leaders. We come from a variety of backgrounds, so that you can get, to benefit from our different experiences. And then in the practicum, every student gets a master coach supervisors, so their own sort of individual mentor through the program. So there's a lot of attention given to each student, and we work with you. We meet you where you are. We have some students who come in having some experience coaching and are just really looking for a container to hold all their information and put it together for them. Some people are new at this. It doesn't matter. The program is structured in such a way that we will help you and you will learn from each other. And that piece works really well.
Great. And we've gotten a few questions about the weekends in residence. How soon do students have those dates to put in their calendar? Do you have conflicts that arise with students who are unable to come, that kind of thing?
No, that's a really important question. And anybody who's talked to me, about the program and who contact me early, I always say, please check the dates. They are on the website. And if you are interested, you can contact me or Julia. We will send you the calendar for next year because they are required. They are, this is an accredited program. There's a certain number of hours. You have to do them, and you have to do them the way that they are structured. If you want ICF credentials at the end, you have to have had these hours. So you cannot miss any weekend in residence. Having said that, sometimes life gets in the way. And, along the way, we will work with you. But what we cannot work with is, sorry, I'm taking a vacation. I won't be doing that weekend. That actually is not acceptable in the program. So what I always say is check the dates before, even if you're not sure if you're going to apply for the fall. Put them in your calendar so they're there. You can always remove them, and you're sort of safe that way. If there's an issue with one date or one day, please contact me. We may be able to help, but I would really need to know ahead of time. So please reach out for the dates. They are on the website for that. And then we have orientation, and that's on Friday. It's in person on August 23 on a Friday. And then the weekends in residence start, I believe, middle of September.
All right. So I think we can move to the next few slides. And then if we didn't get to your question yet, there will be another Q&A towards the end.
Sure. And talking about the dates and the courses, there they are. So you can see what it looks like. They, the courses go one after another. You see the dates of the weekends in residence, and that slide is available slightly differently on the website, and it will be available in the recorded webinar as well. And then, okay, so you wanted to know a little bit more about the faculty. The first course, I told you about me, so I teach that course. That really lays the foundation for the program. So we talk about how executive coaching draws from a variety of disciplines, including psychology, various types of psychology, systems theory, adult learning theories. We examine those, how they relate to coaching, and we also look at the increasing importance of neuroscience research in the field of coaching. Another, part that's really important to us as a theme throughout our program is culture. The importance of culture, context, identity is all part of the program, and we start there. And we really start to explore in depth what's the most important tool in coaching. In the end, it's yourself, you in front of that client. So we focus on self-development, self-awareness, and cultivating presence. And this continues throughout the courses of the program because we believe that for students to be able to help clients make change, they have to experience what it feels like. We start with some of the basic coaching competencies in this course. We focus on ethics, which again becomes a theme in our program, different models of executive coaching, and students during their weekend in residence practice some coaching skills. Then they're ready to move to Perry's course. So Perry Carrison has been a trusted advisor to senior executives for many years. Some of his clients, for example, are the World Bank, the Discovery Channel, Takeda, Marriott. He's provided, Perry is very much around perceptive partnering with leaders. This is a very practice-oriented course, and it focuses on applying coaching skills to effectively develop leaders. We continue to focus on the gaining expertise in the ICF coaching competencies, managing, the agenda ethically, creating and maintaining relationships, how to communicate directly and effectively, how to facilitate learning, how to achieve results. And we practice a variety of scenarios and, are exposed to some of the unique challenges of coaching in organization. And of course, again, the students continue their work on the use of self and how to cultivate their coaching presence. Then they're ready to move on to the third course in the fall. As I mentioned earlier in the definition of coaching, we talked about assessments and stakeholder feedback. Part of executive coaching is having that data around the client to work with. So we actually have to learn how to do that. And Bill Hodgetts is our instructor for this course. Bill is a full-time faculty member in the Organization and Leadership Psychology department at William James College, and he is also retired from Fidelity Investments. At Fidelity, Bill really ran coaching for many, many, many years. He was VP of Enterprise Coaching, Shared Services Talent Management, and he provided executive coaching, developmental assessments, and other learning resources to senior executives. He oversaw coaching company-wide, worldwide, and maintained a global referral of coaches. So Bill is also a thought leader. His latest paper is on the need for agility in coaching. And so this course really prepares students how to plan, implement, and evaluate the results of an assessment, and how to debrief that, how to work with an executive around that. We also introduce a variety of assessment methods that are commonly used to understand a leader and the system in which a leader operates. And then these were our 3 foundational courses, 5 weeks each in the fall. Then we move to the spring and to the spring semester, where really the focus is on the practicum class. The practicum is taught by Susan Ennis. And let me tell you a little bit about Susan. She's got 30 years of experience in executive development. She has coached hundreds of executives. She has experience in addition to executive coaching, to leadership development, competency modeling, and she's very practical as well. And she uses that to help students apply what they have learned in their practicum situations, right? Practicum engagements. The practicum class is actually a class. So you do go to class on those weekends in residence, but our students are given a client and that client, manager, or an executive or leader comes from a nonprofit organization in the Boston area. And so it's a supervised practical application of what they have learned. We have a partnership with the Social Innovation Forum. It's a nonprofit organization that helps put nonprofit leaders together with people who are funders or who can help them. And these nonprofit work in social justice areas. We often draw our students, our clients for our students from that pool. We also have a couple of relationships with slightly larger nonprofits that also serve people in the Boston area. So we're not only able to provide a training opportunity for our student, with a real situation, but our students are helping leaders grow their impact in the communities. And so our students' work is also supervised by a mentor coach that is a master coach supervisor. You can see some of them on our website throughout the engagement. So our students will get support from the instructor, from Susan during the classroom. They will get some peer discussion and peer supervision, and they will have their master coach to help them through the practicum. So we believe in supervision quite a bit, and so this is a very good way to do that. And so when students leave the program, they're fully equipped to conduct an executive coaching engagement, all the different pieces. This is what I was telling you about earlier about the practical piece, but how do you do this? How do you meet with the manager? How do you meet with the supervisor of the manager? How do you do the chemistry check? How do you contract for the engagement? All of these pieces, etc., we help you do. And these are important when you are working with the client. And finally, there's a small course, a shorter course called Practice Seminars, which I teach, and it runs concurrently with the practicum. And the purpose really is to support our students in their professional development as executive coaches. So in this course, we supplement the first semester coursework, and we provide deeper exploration of some topics, and as well as introducing some new topics that are relevant in the world of coaching. For example, some of the things we have covered recently is mindfulness, the different definitions of mindfulness and of paying attention to a mindfulness practice, how to use that today for us as coaches, for our own development, but also to help clients. We do a session on immunity to change. We have done a deeper exploration of positive psychology, of strength-based coaching. And this is where we have guest speakers come in and share their experiences. And we have a day that we call Hang a Shingle, which is at the very end to help our students sort of see who they are as coaches, what is their vision of their vision of themselves as coaches, what is their model, how do they see themselves in the world as coaches. So really this is to further the students' knowledge of the field of executive coaching, but also it supports the practicum works because we're adding more tools that they can practice. So I think this is it in terms of the courses that we may, okay, so we'll go to the poll.
Great, thank you everyone for answering our second poll. This helps us, as I said, know what information is best for you or most helpful for you as we get into our admissions side of the presentation today.
And here is a testimonial. I will let you read it. And just to refer back to the slide before, Julia will tell you if you are interested in admission for this fall, where things are at. And if you are interested for next year, please feel free to reach out, and I'm happy to talk more with you about the program. I think do we have one more of the testimonial possibly? Yeah. And we stay connected, as I said earlier, with our graduates, with our alum. There's a nice community, and alums stay connected with each other as well. And on the next slide, I believe it's, yes, I will end with this slide. So our program is really geared to professionals who are established in their career and who bring a high level of expertise to the cohort and the classroom. As some of you mentioned earlier, they take our programs to build additional skills to enhance their careers currently, and then possibly at some point make a career change or think about having different options for the future. And we love having the diversity of backgrounds in the classroom because that brings different perspectives and is wonderful for learners, especially adult learners. So I will leave you here and thank you for your time and your interest. And please don't hesitate. This is one of our wonderful graduations of one of our cohorts. So don't hesitate to contact me. My contact information is on the website. I'm always very open to chat with you. No pressure at all. I have a lot of experience about different programs, including our program, of course, and can perhaps help answer some questions. Thank you. And now I think I will pass it on to, I believe, Julia. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much, Suzanne. My name is Julia Ogden, and I am the admissions counselor, the senior admissions counselor, and I work most closely with the graduate certificate and executive coaching program. So, questions and inquiries and everything, you can reach out to me. Just a little overview of the application process for this program. We do require that applicants have a 4-year undergraduate degree, and if you attended school outside of the United States, that's fine as well. We usually ask for credit evaluation, if you did attend school outside of the United States. But other than that, we ask that you have been working, have professional work experience, because, that way you have a better understanding of the field, that you would be going into as an executive coach. The application process itself has the online application, which is on our website. There's an essay that you complete, and the prompt is also on the website in addition to being in the application portal. We ask for a resume or a CV, whichever makes the most sense for your situation. And then a letter of recommendation from somebody who supervised you in a professional capacity. We do ask that you send official transcripts in order to enroll into the program. During the admissions process, you can upload unofficial transcripts, to help move through like interviews and things like that in the process. But we would need official transcripts before you enrolled officially in the program. The interview happens after we've received all your materials. I pass your information on your materials on to faculty, and they set up 2 interviews with different members of the faculty. So it's a very hands-on process. The interview, it's a great experience because then you get to ask a lot of questions about the program as well, because you're interviewing us as well as we're interviewing you. We do not require the GRE, so no need to submit that. If you have taken the GRE, that's fine, but there's no reason to send us scores if you haven't taken it or have to set up, a test for those scores. The link there is for where to apply. So then you can go directly on our website and start the application. I know that we had a number of people who are interested in fall of 2025. That's great. That application will open up in September of 2024. So we open up the year before to prepare. So you are welcome to go in and start an application right now if you're interested. You just won't be able to pick the term of spring 2025, sorry, not spring, fall of 2025 until September when that officially opens. Right now, though, we are accepting applications on a rolling basis, space available, and we will continue to do that until August 9th, because our program does start at the end of August, like last week of August is when classes start, and our orientation is the week before. I believe it's the Friday before. So that is our admissions process. We do offer a merit scholarship for strong applicants. That is something you would find out about in your admission letter. So it's not something you need to separately apply for. Faculty consider you during the admissions process, and you'd find out when you're accepted to the program that you received that merit scholarship, which is a great opportunity. So this is kind of an overview of our admissions, and I believe we have an opportunity now if you have any questions about what I spoke about or what Suzanne has been speaking about with the program, feel free to send us questions in the chat.
All right, great. So the first question we have here is for Suzanne, asking a little bit more about the accreditation. How many levels are there for ICF? What will graduates of this GSEC program, be graduating with in terms of accreditation?
Oh, thank you. Thank you for this question. And, I'll say a little bit about it, and I'm happy to talk offline about it, only because ICF is a very complex organization, and the whole certification and accreditation is complicated, and it has just changed. So basically, ICF offers 3 levels of certification: ACC, PCC, MCC. But you do not graduate from any program with that. You take programs that then give you what they now call level 1 or level 2. I don't know whether they have done level 3. This is all new. It's a path to getting these ICF certification. And some of what they are going to require, you're going to have to do on your own once you've completed a program. So our students have been able, with our program, to get ACC and PCC, but it is not automatic. So what we are doing right now with ICF is you will graduate and then have the option to get a level 1 accreditation, which then allows you to go get your ACC. But that also requires a certain number of hours of coaching that cannot be done in a program. You have to have done it with clients. Then you can move to a higher level. Our program would also be okay with level 2 for PCC, but you have to have 500 hours of coaching in order to apply to ICF. So as you can already tell, it is complex, and I'm happy to help you through some of it. I also recommend that you go to the ICF website and see how they do things. We will prepare you with everything you need if you decide to do the level 1 piece with us, so that you can go towards your ACC. But there is some work that is done separate from us. We will provide the level 1 certificate.
All right, great. And then could you speak a little bit on what you see graduates of the program doing with their careers? Do you see a lot starting private practice or working in an organization? In the last minute or so we have here, to talk a little bit about the alumni.
It really varies. It depends what you come in, what you have in mind. Some people are internal to organizations. They work in HR or learning and development or training, and they want to add executive coaching to what they do, and they do more of it in their organizations because they're interacting with leaders or they're running coaching programs inside organizations. Some people are completely in transition and they just, change. It's a career change, and then we see them throughout the program starting to develop their website, creating contacts, and shifting to starting a coaching practice. Of course, a coaching practice is an entrepreneurial undertaking. So you don't graduate from the program and suddenly you can coach CEOs of Fortune 500 companies. You have to build it, but we give you what you need to build it. And some people like to do a combination of both. They sort of start using these new tools and skills in their current position, and then do a little bit on the side and start building towards having a practice in the future. And it could be a part-time practice, a full-time practice. That's where we have that one day where we help students sort of figure out what they're going to do with it. And some students come in knowing exactly what they want to do, and others are a little bit, not as clear, I should say, which is fine as long as if they are comfortable with it, we are comfortable as well. We just want to make sure that their expectations are correct, that you're going to get what you are looking for.
Right, great. So thank you all for joining us today. Thank you, Suzanne and Julia, for presenting and answering questions. If we didn't get to your question, or if you think of something after we log off or want to talk in more detail with either Julia or Suzanne, feel free to email them using the email addresses you see on the side here. You can also connect with us on social media, or as Julia mentioned, you can find a lot of information on our website. You'll find our application, a lot of information about the program, articles, information about student life or whatever you might be looking for on our website at williamjames.edu. So thank you again, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you all, and please reach out. Thank you for your time today.
Bye, everyone.